Hello, second grade. Happy Monday. It's time for math. Let's go ahead and get started. We are diving into our exploration of fractions. And we've been talking about halves, we've been talking about fourths, and we've been talking about eighths. Those are the three fractional parts that we've really been talking about. And I just want to review what that means. Can y'all help me remember what it means when I say a half? How many parts, how many equal parts am I talking about if Miss Sigler says that she has made halves? Emma showed you. How many? A half means that we have a whole that has been cut into two equal parts, right? So when I talk about fourths, how many equal parts am I talking about? When we're talking about fourths, that means we're talking about four equal parts. And when we're talking about eighths, that means we're talking about how many equal parts? 8 equal parts when we're talking about eighths, okay? And I just wanted to review that real quick because today we're going to be discussing how as the number of parts change, what does that do to the size of the parts that we have? So we're going to have a very delicious exploration today, and Miss Sigler is going to have a big snack because we are using Rice Krispie treats today to talk about these fractions and the size of the parts. So I am going to show you guys my document camera. That's over here. We'll give it a second to open up. And I'm going to start opening up these Rice Krispie treats. But before we even get started, I want you to think. Would you rather have 1/2 of a Rice Krispie treat, 1/4 of an ice cream of a Rice Krispie treat, or 1/8 of an Ice Krispie treat? My brain. Would you rather have 1/2 of this, 1/4 of this, or 1/8 of this? Shout out your answers. All right, and so we are about to discuss what that means. Whatever you chose, just remember that. Remember what you chose because we are going to see if we have bigger pieces or if we have smaller pieces compared to our friends who chose other options. So let's get started. I'm going to open up my Rice Krispie treat over here. And there we go. So now there is one Rice Krispie treat. And I'm going to start by breaking this Rice Krispie treat into two halves, okay? So here I go. Do y'all think that this is half? Say, no, Miss Sigler, that's not half. That is not a fair share. So tell me where I should stop if I want you guys to yell, stop, 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 whenever I get to where I should actually cut, okay? So I'm going to go, should I go here? That's where y'all think I should stop? Okay, I'll stop there and I will cut it in half right here. My little plastic knife. There we go. Okay, so now I have cut my Rice Krispie treat. I have partitioned it into halves, okay? And there's some sticky bits because it's made of marshmallows. But there we go. We have two halves. So I'm going to put those over here. And I'm going to label those as 1/2. And this is also and actually I'm just going to put this one away. So we'll just leave that 1/2 there for now. So that's 1/2. If you chose 1/2 as your answer when I asked you how much of a Rice Krispie treat you want, this is how much you would get, okay? So let's see for the people that said 1/4 how much of a Rice Krispie treat they're going to get. And remember, when we start cutting, and we're cutting into more than two pieces, and we want those pieces to be equal, it's always a good idea to start by cutting into two equal pieces to start. So even though we're making fourths, I'm going to start by cutting this in half, okay? And I think I'm actually going to flip it. I'm going to switch it the other way and cut it in half this way. So I'm going to cut it here. Woo. Okay, so I've got two equal parts now. And now that I have two equal parts, I can take both of these parts and cut them into half. And so if I say, I'm going to break this into two equal pieces, that looks equal. Got that, and I think that's equal. Ooh, maybe that's not equal. Maybe I should scoot over a little bit. All right. This is not super easy to cut. Okay, there we go. So now I've got 4 equal pieces, which means that these are each. This is 1/4. This is 1/4. This is 1/4. And what is this? Also 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these just to show that if you chose 1/4, that's exactly how much of a Rice Krispie treat you are going to get. So we're going to label that as 1/4. And now, so what do we notice about that 1/2 and that 1/4? What do you guys notice? We notice that the 1/2 is much bigger than the 1/4, right? So if you chose 1/4 and you're really hungry or you really like Rice Krispie treats, are you getting as much as your friend who chose 1/2? You are not. You are not getting as big of a part because you're getting only 1/4 instead of 1/2. So we're gonna do that last choice because remember, some of our friends might have chosen 1/8. And what do you guys think? What do you guys think is gonna happen when Miss Sigler cuts this into 8ths? What do y'all think? Well, let's find out. Let's find out what happens. Okay, so remember, this is one whole Rice Krispie treat. Now I'm gonna cut it. Again, remember, when we wanna make more than 2 parts, it's always a good idea to start by cutting into 2 just to start 2 equal parts is the best way to start making sure that all of our parts end up being equal. So I've got 2 equal parts and I need to make more cuts, don't I? So I'm gonna cut this one into 2 equal parts as best as I can. Miss Sigler is not a robot, so it might not be perfect, but that's as close as I can get right now. I do not have a laser cutter for Rice Krispie treats. There we go. Okay, so now I have how many pieces? 4. So this is only 4ths, right? How many more pieces do I need? I still need 4 more pieces. Well, how am I going to get 4 more pieces? Tell me what I need to do. I need to cut each one of these pieces into 2 parts that are equal also. So let's do it. Oh my goodness, these are bite size. So there's 2. There's another 2. Another 2. And another 2. Okay, so how many equal parts do I have now down here? I have 8 equal parts, so that means that these are each 1/8. So I'm going to take 1 as an example and put it up there and move all my extra snacks over here. And then I'm going to label this as 1/8. So that is 1/8, that is 1/4, and that is 1/2. And I want you guys to remember back to the beginning of this video. Did you choose 1/2? Did you choose 1/4? Or did you choose 1/8? I bet some of us chose 1/8. And what do you notice about 1/8? Is that the biggest piece of the Rice Krispie treat? No, that is actually the smallest. So I want to ask, why is 1/8 so much smaller than 1/2? How did that happen? I want you guys to turn and tell someone next to you, okay? Why is 1/8 so much smaller than 1/2? Thank you guys for participating. So 1/8, I heard some people talking, and 1/8 is a lot smaller because it was one Rice Krispie treat that was broken into a lot more pieces. So the more pieces it's being shared into, the smaller those pieces have to get. So it's probably better if you're really hungry to only share with one other person so that 2 of you both get a half rather than sharing with 8 friends if you only have a small Rice Krispie treat, right? These were not very big. I don't have one left, but these are not very big. You probably don't want to break it into 8 because that means you have to share with 8 people, right? Here's what you guys are going to do. That is it for our lesson video. You guys are going to go to the next video to see what you're doing for your activity today, all right? We will see y'all there. And it's loading.